Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shopty from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And as usual, I'm on the old interweb, and I found this interesting segment by Lisa Cabrera, and it says contaminated water won't stop Paradise Fire victims from moving back. So I guess after their own personal paradise being destroyed by fire, they still want to see how to rebuild and relive in a place that's totally destroyed, which should be interesting, but nonetheless, we'll let this video play and get some scripture.
Everything out. And residents are slowly moving back there anyway, but they have been warned about the contaminated water. So the water is badly contaminated there. So this came out on NPR April 16th, 2019. And there's some audio here that we're going to listen to.
It could be years before the water in Paradise, California is safe to drink. Last November's Camp Fire may have contaminated 173 miles of pipeline in the town's water supply with cancer-causing benzenes. Some residents who are now moving back into Paradise are buying water tanks or filtration systems. But as NPR's Kirk Sigler reports, public health experts warn that even those may not be safe.
Volunteers are hoisting case after case of bottled water into trucks and pickup beds in a parking lot on the outskirts of Paradise.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
Her two kids in tow in her minivan, Kyla Awald is grateful for the free water. Her home was one of the few actually spared by the campfire.
Everything around us burned, yeah.
90% of this area's housing stock, nearly 14,000 homes burned.
Okay, thank you.
5 months later, Paradise is still a disaster zone, with only 6% of the debris even hauled away. Burnt out skeletons of cars, piles of toxic rubble, blackened old-growth pines. The water is just the latest crisis calling into question whether the town was ready to reopen. But Kyla Awald had no other choice but to move back here to her home off of Billy Road, surrounded by the rubble of what used to be her neighborhood.
As soon as the house was cleaned, our insurance company basically told us that we had to come home.
Their insurance covering living expenses ran out in January, but there is still no potable water. They considered selling.
But then how do you sell a house without water? You can't. That's part of the, inspection process.
So they bought a huge water tank out of pocket for $6,500. Every few weeks, they pay another $250 to fill it up. And her family rations water.
It's kind of up to the homeowner. It's on them to figure it out.
Much of the population has been left to fend for themselves.
Andrew Welton is a civil engineer and expert in restoring water infrastructure after disasters.
That's not protecting public health. That's not what we're supposed to be doing with a population that has gone under trauma like this. We're supposed to help them.
Welton teaches at Purdue University. Lately, he's been advising the town's primary water supplier, the Paradise Irrigation District. They're trying to pinpoint the source of the contamination, whether it's from burnt plastic pipes and meters, or from the toxic waste from burnt structures that was flushed back into the town's water pipes, or both.
The scale of the recovery effort and the testing that's needed, in my experience here, will be unprecedented.
Unprecedented, but a warning to other cities in high-risk wildfire zones. So far, only about 2% of Paradise's water system has been tested. At the Paradise Irrigation District, manager Kevin Phillips looks overwhelmed.
That's one of the biggest things that we've realized is there is no playbook for this incident. There is no playbook for a wildfire that destroys a town, and you have a depressurization of the system that creates contamination.
There are 10,500 service lines in this system, which was already known to be aging and poorly designed. At least a third of the tests they've done so far showed dangerous levels of benzenes, so they're not taking any chances. Well, the plan is to prioritize testing in neighborhoods where homes are still standing and shut down and isolate the contaminated places. It's going to take years.
We feel like we are under the microscope of the nation right now, that we are going to be the reason why the town doesn't rebuild is because if there's no water, there's no town.
But Phillips says they won't do anything hastily that would jeopardize public health. As more people try to move back, the utility hopes to buy and deliver tanks with potable water, but no one knows yet who's going to pay for that. Purdue engineer Andrew Welton worries where that leaves folks living here.
In a disaster of this scale, that is one of the takeaways here. In the absence of any credible authority providing help to a population, they will do what it takes to survive.
Some fire survivors are buying water filtration systems. Welton says those may not be safe, or they're relying on a single point-in-time test for contaminants.
I had it done in January.
In her kitchen, in her home of more than 4 decades, 79-year-old Pat Zinn shows me the results of a 3-month-old test that showed her water was safe.
They did say that it could change, so I should have it retested, but it's $100 every time you have it tested. So I guess I'm gambling.
Zinn, who lives alone, is drinking the free bottled water, but despite the warnings, she's washing her clothes, showering, and cooking with Paradise tap water.
Something's going to get me one of these days anyway, so I'm not really that concerned about it.
What she's more concerned about is the survival of her town, which she says hinges on its water crisis being solved.
That's the big thing, because if we don't have that taken care of, the town is going to die.
Kirk Ziegler, NPR News, Paradise, California.
I think that's kind of silly to risk your health moving into a town.
And there you have it. All right. Now, as we all know, Paradise, California got a beautiful judgment, whether it was, as they say, this campfire, or whether it was one of these electric meters, or as some people are going so far as to say it could be part of direct energy weaponry. All right, but whatever or however this started, okay, however this fire started, the point is that a fire completely decimated a place called Paradise, which for many of these Edomites probably was paradise. And here you have it, in their pride, they're trying to go back to this place and rebuild it as it was before. And that reminded me of, it should be in Obadiah, if my memory serves me correctly. Or Ezekiel, but I will throw down. Oh, it's Malachi. Okay. And it says, Malachi 1:4, it says, whereas Edom, okay, that's bad Uncle Esau, who is the so-called white man. All right, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished. All right, because now they're saying they're in a poor case because their land has been destroyed. All right, they have no water. They don't have access to available resources because the land is jacked up. And you have a situation where money is scarce, because as you read in the article, the insurance company, they're not paying out any money anymore for them to live and get supplies. So you have bad Uncle Esau in Paradise Island talking about how they're impoverished. But it says, but we will return and build the desolate places. Is Paradise, California not desolate? That place got utterly burnt to the ground. Okay? So much where folks said they could see the smoke from miles away. And it says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, okay, they shall go back Try to go back to Paradise, California, and not just Paradise, California, other places around the world too. But I will throw down. All right? Meaning that as soon as you all try to come back and build paradise up again, hey, the Most High is going to come back and knock that thing over again. All right? It's kind of like in the beach when somebody builds a sand castle and the waves come and knock it down. You get disappointed and you build it back up and the waves knock it down again. It's the same concept. Hey, you can't go against the Most High. It says, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. All right. And the reason why the Most High calls you all the border of wickedness, all right, which you so-called deserve, is because you are the wicked. All right. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth was given to you all. And how did you get it? By rape, robbery, and murder. Just pure wickedness. That's why it says in the Apocrypha, let's see if I can get this riches gotten by let me try the kingdom is translated. The kingdom is translated. God, Ecclesiastes 10:8. And it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit. Okay? Because how did bad Uncle Esau get California? By rape, robbery, and murder. Because that land used to be the land of Issachar. Okay, Issachar was originally in that land. And when bad Uncle Esau came over to the Americans, okay, and got treated well, not only by Gad, but for this story purposes, Issachar, what did bad Uncle Esau give them in return? Lies, disease, sword, bullets, broken promises and dreams. Right? That's what he gave the tribe of Issachar for extending a hand of friendship. Okay? It says, let me read that again. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right. So the land that used to be in possession, the land and the rulership that was originally in the possession of the tribe of Issachar, it got translated over to bad Uncle Esau because of his wickedness. All right. Lying, cheating, stealing, killing. All right. Doing every single underhanded tactic to undermine the tribe of Issachar. And then not only that, you killed them and then put them under subjection through slavery. As it said, what was that? I think that's Genesis 49. I see Issachar. Yep, Genesis 49:14. It says, Issachar is a strong ass couching down between two burdens. And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant. That's the land of California that they had. And after riches gotten by deceit, all right, and bowed his shoulder to bear and became a servant unto tribute, right? So after you done put the tribe of Issachar to tribute, which they still are today, having them farm your products, take care of your land, all right, after you done robbed and killed and steal from, hey, the Most High just like, no, you can't do that. You can't do all that wickedness and get away with it. I got to show you that I mean business, that there's consequences for your actions. And we're going to go to Galatians 6 and 7, and we're going to end it on that. And it says, be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatever so a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay, because even when you go back into the law, it even talks about what happens to a man that establishes a land by bloodshed. Okay, your blood has to be shed. So all you Edomites up there in Paradise, California, getting jacked up, okay, have to go to a place that's completely desolate. Hey, you deserve this fate because of what you did. Because I know many of you all, when this thing was happening, like, oh my God, what's going on? What did we do to deserve this? You raped, robbed, killed, and pillaged a whole tribe of people. And because of that, now Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai said, hey, you got a huge trick bill to pay. And I'm going to pay you back in regards to burning your whole place to the ground. Your houses, your crops, your resources. I'm burning it all to the ground. Not only that, I'm going to make it damn near impossible for you to get the resources to rebuild it. Because if you try to do it, as it said in Malachi, hey, I'm going to just swipe it all down again. Hey, all praises and glory honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, it's a beautiful thing. So with that being said, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. With that, we're going to say shalom.